So, Friday rolled around and Raid was back on. And I ran down to New River and surrounding areas looking for the mix of T1 and T3 bases I'd found. Now, usually these are kind of noobish players, but they were all bases from nobody I'd seen on in the entire two and a half weeks I've been playing on the server at this point. So I figured, well, you know what? It's not going to cost me a whole lot. Let's crack them open and see what's inside them. Now, ultimately, there wasn't a whole lot in most of them. Some of them had like absolutely nothing, so it might have been despawned. But this base that I'm going to show on screen here became more important than I realized at the time, and you'll see why towards the end of this series. But for now, I'll just show you me blowing it up essentially.
Oh, it blew up the... Oh my god.
So with the teleporter destroyed, I wasn't able to see where it led to. So I just went back home. I grabbed everything I needed, and I ran over to Puppies' base, which was right beside Gutter, which I hadn't realized when they countered me, but it makes sense as how they were able to counter me so quickly. So, in my act of revenge, I ran back over with all the stuff and started setting up a fob. And then something happened I wasn't expecting. I heard somebody else bombing Gutter, and I went to go check it out. Well, as it turned out, they were a bunch of newer players, so after killing them and seeing they were running with rather mediocre gear to say the least, and that they weren't likely to be a threat to me and interrupt my revenge raid, I just left them to have at Gutter and see if they could do what I couldn't. Because, again, I already had other plans, so I ran back over to Puppy's base and started to light the fireworks.
That's not enough to blow this in one go. Seriously? Oh, okay, well, we got one of the doors.
Now, I'd probably been bombing Puppy's base for a good 30-45 minutes at this point, and raid had been on for a good 2 hours at least. So, with the server capped out at 40, and none of the puppies being on at this point, I figured that none of them were getting on. So Ghostly Inferno turning up was a bit of a surprise, and it drastically changed how this entire raid went. Now, at this point, I'd pretty much won the raid. I mean, I'm standing in Puppy's base, sorting through their chests of stuff, figuring out what I want, what I don't need, what is garbage, and just what I might as well take for the hell of it. And and Ghostly got on, and I've managed to kill him while he was trying to gear up to form a defense against me. And I'm pretty sure both of us believed at this moment that I'd won, that it was over, and there was nothing to be done. I mean, he himself writes in chat here, GG bro, we was done anyways, have fun moving 165 chests full of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, what could possibly go wrong? I've gotten my revenge on the guys who countered my raid, and he's pretty much admitted defeat.
Freaking full. Oh my god, there's so much in here. Or the server's crashing. I think the server's crashing. Oh no. No, 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 no.
Yep, the one thing that completely stopped me in my tracks here was the server crashing. And Ghostly managed to beat me into the server. He found me, looted me, and killed me, forcing me to respawn back at base to re-kit and grab another thrall and grab another horse and move my ass back there as quickly as it could. But unfortunately, by even just by the few minutes I was behind, he had gained enough time to reseal up his base, and he even poked out of his hidey hole there for a second and slapped down a bomb he was going to try and blow the vaults and the cabinets with and get everything back when I showed up. As soon as he saw me, he went back in, which, fair enough, was probably the smart move, and he just plugged the entrance with rose windows, forcing me to blow through them and spend probably another 50 to 100 bombs worth of explosives to get through them. Now, as you can see, by the time I managed to get back in here, the base had been completely gutted. He'd either despawned everything, or used the transportory stone to teleport his stuff to another base, which I didn't know the location of. So, pretty much all I could do at this point was just take what was ever left in the benches and stations, and then take it back to my vault and the cabinets, and shuffle my thralls and horses around, move my bedroll a little closer so that I could kind of create a protective circle around me so that I could fill my inventory up, kill myself, respawn back at my base, and then use the summoning circle to transport my corpse and everything on it directly into my base so that I could put all of my ill-gotten gains away.
Shit.
There was so much in just my first inventory of stuff that I ran out of storage space, and I had to spend like 5 minutes just slapping down more chests so I could dump it all until I could sort it later. Now, I have to give Ghostly this. I was not expecting to respawn at my bedroll and find the entire area littered with explosive jars. I realized that, oh, okay, I needed to be quick while he wasn't paying attention and loot both the cabinets to fill up my inventory and detonate the jars to try and kill both of us at the same time so that I'd have the advantage in summoning my corpse back to me. Now, I wasn't expecting the explosion to kill the horses because before this, bombs didn't really affect thralls and pets that much, so bit of a learning experience there, but sometimes you gotta learn stuff the hard way.
Shit.
Now, after completely filling up all of my chests, I threw on another kit and ran back over there with an expendable horse to try and grab my 2 thralls, which were still alive, so that nobody just went over with some poison daggers or something and killed them for their armor and weapons. And what I didn't see right away was Dalasar in chat here asking me if it was worth it. Now, Dalasar here is part of Sweet Paprika, and they're the guys who had the little T1, T3 mixed shacks that were shown at the beginning of this video. And this was the first time I'd seen any of them online, and it took me a little bit to try and figure out who they were. And ultimately, they do end up having a part to play in this story.